Rollin', 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 keep that core rollin', strong abs. Hey there, I'm Tommy Larkin, owner and chief experience officer of Optimal Movement, Fitness, and Yoga. And our tweak this week is an easy rolling core strengthener. Welcome back and thank you for joining me. Today we take a look at some core work. Now, if you're like me, I don't really like to do isolated ab exercises, so I tend to hide them in the practice by doing the actions of cat and cow together, integrating core contractions and twists, or creating movement patterns that build core strength as elements of the movement. However, we do need to build strong abdominals, along with the other core stabilization muscles to maintain a healthy back, torso, and overall physical strength. By strengthening the core stabilization muscles, we actually help make our life easier. A well-toned core benefits daily activities like lifting things, doing work around the house, sports or pleasure activities, not to mention a potentially healthier back and posture. Overall, a strong core builds and maintains vitality in our body. Now, you may be thinking, great, so why don't we do core work all the time? Well, it can be overdone. Just like not doing enough, there is a balance needed. In addition, many people think having a six-pack means you have a strong core, and to some degree that is fairly accurate. However, it's possible to build the rectus abdominis in a more isolated manner. So if we are not including the other four sets of abdominals, the transverse abdominis, the pyramidalis, and the internal and external obliques, plus the additional core stabilization muscles in our back and pelvis, then we are not really strengthening the core to benefit our overall fitness and well-being. So today's tweak takes this into account by integrating a rolling action with a balance to activate our core. Now, I recognize not everyone is comfortable rolling back and forth on their back, so I will provide an alternative which does most of the same work except for the integrated balance portion. You will still get the isolated balance benefits. In addition to building strong core muscles, today's tweak also benefits the legs, back, chest, and shoulders. And there are three things to keep in mind as we do the work. Number one, maintain a crunch-like position or the cat feeling in the belly even when rolling back. Two, when you get back to the seated position, keep the chest lifted by doing cow and the tops of the shoulders relaxed. And three, pull the heels in towards the tailbone and let the knees go as wide as they need to. So now let's go to our mat and do the work. Great, so today's rolling back and forth to strengthen the core and the core stabilization muscles is done on the floor. And there are the three things that I want to go back over really quickly here and just show you. You want to have that cat in the belly, so your navel is drawing into the spine, the front floating ribs are moving down towards the hips, and the lower abdomen is scooping up towards the crown of the head. To counterbalance that roll in the chest, you do cow, which is the shoulder blades drawing into each other and pressing into the front of the chest or the heart region as if it was going to draw up into the chin. All right, and then there's a couple other specifics. The arms are in a modified second position of ballet in the arm position, and it's likened to holding a giant beach ball or a exercise ball. And you want to attempt to keep the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders at the same height. If they drop a little bit, that's fine. Don't worry about that. But that's the reason why I was saying keep the tops of the shoulders relaxed in the cow in the arm position, right? So you got that cow in the chest, the arms are lifted, and you are imagining you're holding that giant beach ball with soft shoulders. And then the third part is the feet. Now you're going to find yourself balanced on your sit bones in this position with the ankles crossed. And I mentioned drawing the heels in close to the tailbone, and the tendency is people want to draw those knees in. And that will do some work for the core, but when you let them go out and then you lift that chest, you actually have to do more work in the full abdominal cavity and the back of the body to give you that stabilization. Feel free to try it yourself as to which one feels easier, but the knees I tend to find out more work or more conducive work, and that's it. Then each time you roll back, you're going to recross the ankles, right? Back and forth here like this. All right, so let me show you this, and then we'll give you the alternative for those of you who don't want to roll up and down. All right, so I'm going to turn sideways to demonstrate this. I find it's the easiest way to see it. And if you find yourself migrating forward on your mat, don't worry about it. If you find you're going too far forward, then you just stop, scooch back, and keep going. All right, so we start sitting up, and we cross the right ankle over the left, and we bring the arms up into our starting position, and we hug the heels in and lift the chest. And then on the inhale, you rock back, cross the ankles the other way, roll up, find your balance. Inhale, roll back, cross the ankles the other way, roll up, find your balance. Inhale, roll back, exhale, roll up, find your balance. Now you can use momentum on your side, and if you come down and touch the feet, that's fine. Just make a note where the floor is so that you can stop yourself the next time. All right, one more time. Good, beautiful. Then when you're done, you just rest for a moment. Now, those of you who may not like rolling back, or it's not comfortable on your back, or you have that little issue with a tailbone that doesn't curl under very easily and rolling doesn't feel very good, that's fine. You can prop up on a blanket if you need to for the tailbone comfort, but you're going to stay here in the initial position, and you're going to work crossing the ankles the other way. And you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and your goal is to work fairly fast, that you get 2 crosses inside each breath. So that would be 1, 2 for the inhale, 1, 2 for the exhale. And I will say you'll probably find a little more work in your legs, and that's okay. But if you keep that chest lifted and you pull that belly in, you're going to get plenty of that work, and you're going to get the balancing at the same time. As far as timing and number to go, start with working on 10 crosses of the ankles. So if you start with the right, you're going to end with the right on the 10th one. All right, and you can build that up to 20 and then to 30, and you can even go all the way up to 50. I usually find past that is really not, your back starts to actually not want to do it. And if you're doing other work in your practice that's core specific, then usually about 30, 20 to 30 is enough. And if you're doing the static sitting, then you're going to work towards the cross. That first, maybe you get 1 cross for the inhale and then another cross for the exhale. If you're working at that pace, then that's going to be 20 total crosses, okay? And if you can get for each inhale 1, 2, and for each exhale 1, 2, then you would seek to do 40, which ends up being 10 breaths, right, with the number of movements. So it's the same amount of time and work as you're moving forward, and then you can build that up as well to multiples of 20. So it'd be 40 and then 80 and so forth up to, I would not say probably beyond that. Wonderful job. And as you probably feeling that rolling has made your belly feel tight, that's a good thing because it's strengthening up. But if you have a sense that it needs to lengthen a bit, then roll over onto your belly and prop yourself up on your forearms in a sphinx position to allow the belly and the front of the body to lengthen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this easy core exercise helps you roll into a stronger belly. Until next time, have an amazing week and be excellent to each other. Hey, Lloyd wants to know if you've taken advantage of the free class or video rental yet. If not, get the promo code in the description below. Also, don't forget I'm running a limited time offer on my One at Home training program. Click on the link in the description to learn more and to get started today. It's a good boy.